Hello everyone, welcome to the What If Anime YouTube channel. Today, we're diving into an exciting new story that will take your imagination to the next level. Let's get started. What if Naruto joined ANBU at age 9 and trained by Kakashi and Yugao? Naruto is standing in Hiruzen's office completely unaware of what's going on. Gigi, what's up? You got another mission for me. Hiruzen nods. He's been debating this for a while now. Not only is this a big step down for Naruto, he will have to fit in with the other academy students, and he's not exactly Mr. Sociable. Naruto, please take off your mask. Naruto looks at Hiruzen funny but nods and takes off his mask. There stands a 12-year-old blonde boy with whisker-like marks on each cheeks with blue eyes. To most he would seem a normal 12-year-old if he wasn't wearing the ANBU uniform, but Naruto is far from normal. He's the Jinchuriki of the nine-tailed fox Kyuubi. He's also been a member of ANBU since he was 8. He's no stranger to danger. He's one of Hiruzen's most dangerous but trusted ANBU who's had his fair share of battles over the years. He's also the youngest, and that has cost the lives of many of his victims as they underestimated him. In other words, Naruto is no stranger to death. Naruto looks at Hiruzen, who seems to be deep in thought. Is everything okay? Gigi, you're not thinking of making me Hokage already, are you? Hiruzen chuckles. Not yet, my boy, you still need a bit of tweaking, if you know what I mean. Naruto nods. So what's got you deep in thought, if not to make me Hokage? Hiruzen sighs. I have been asked to give you a mission. A mission I'd rather not give you for many reasons, but the council thinks it's necessary. Naruto nods, but inwardly he's confused, so he speaks his mind as he usually does. Shouldn't you, being the Hokage, sort of overrule them? They can't give out missions, can they? They never have before. Hiruzen nods. I can, but I also kind of agree that your mission is important. Naruto nods. I understand. So what's the mission? Hiruzen sighs. You will have to join the academy. Your mission is to watch Sasuke Uchiha. We know he wants revenge and he's unstable. We want you to watch him. He craves power and he's a major flight risk. We still need the Sharingan, so it would be in his best interests to remain here. But there is also a secondary objective, and this is one that's tough. You will have to interact with kids your own age. You're still a child, Naruto, even if you've seen more death than a child your age. Now I don't want you to go overboard. You far surpass everyone in the academy, but I don't want you to act useless. Naruto groans. Why don't we just kill the Uchiha brat and be done with it? He can't betray the leaf if he's dead. Hiruzen sighs, knowing that Naruto is very blunt and speaks his mind a bit too much. That may be true, but I don't think we've got to the stage where killing him is necessary. He then lights his pipe and places it in his mouth before blowing on it before he continues. Now you will join for the last year and will graduate with the others' kids. Most are clan heirs, so this will be an interesting generation. Now when you graduate you will be teamed with Sasuke under Kakashi. From how the academy, Sakura Haruno shows most potential in smarts, but focuses too much on being near Sasuke. Still, I will arrange it for the three of you if it all remains the same to be on a team together. Naruto sighs, knowing this mission will totally suck. You're kidding me? Not only do I have to baby this arrogant stuck-up god complex, I'm better than everyone else wanker, but I'll have to deal with fangirls. Seriously, Gigi, just let me kill Sasuke or let me kill myself. Hiruzen smirks. Sorry, no can do, but if he does betray the leaf you are to terminate him, no questions asked. Do not hesitate to do it. Wait, what am I thinking? You never hesitate. Naruto nods, but inwardly he's fuming. This is a complete joke to him. Damn stupid council. So I will have my own apartment, at least I might sleep decently. I mean, the walls are so thin in ANBU headquarters the snoring keeps me awake. Hiruzen chuckles. Yes, I can see how that would be annoying. You can keep your sword, by the way, you did earn it. Just don't kill your teammates, well, unless he tries to turn tail and run away. And then he chuckles again, knowing this will irritate Naruto further. You will be doing D-ranked missions like capturing Tora again, just don't kill it. Naruto scoffs. Gigi, I hate you right now, is that all? Hiruzen smokes on his pipe and smiles at Naruto, the boy who's like his grandson even if he already has one in Konohamaru. Yes, that is all. Just arrive at the academy at 9 a.m. tomorrow, and once again no killing anyone at least until you do C-ranked missions. Naruto growls but leaves the room and Hiruzen chuckles. I worry for that boy. Naruto makes his way to the ANBU headquarters and meets Yugao, his mentor. She smirks. So what did Hokage-sama want? Naruto growls. I have been reassigned to babysitting that brat Uchiha. The council fears he could betray the leaf. I said we should just kill the Uchiha brat and be done with it, but Gigi said no, I also have to socialize. Can you believe that snobby little brats and fangirls? Man, karma's a bitch. Yugao chuckles and hugs Naruto. Naruto sighs but lets her hug him. She's like a big sister to him after all, as well as his mentor and teacher. Don't worry Naruto-kun, maybe you'll meet a nice girl to help relieve some stress from putting up with the Uchiha and his fangirls. I've heard he has a lot. Naruto sighs. You're just enjoying my discomfort, aren't you? And I still say we should just kill him and be done with it. Yugao grins. Naruto-kun is only a kid, and yes, I enjoy tormenting you because it's so much fun and I get a kick out of seeing you angry. You make such a cute face. It's adorable. Naruto sighs and rolls his eyes at his big sister's childish antics. Yay, a brat with a superiority complex. The only Uchiha I ever liked was, well, you know, and look what happened to him. Yugao nods. So you want me to help you move in? Naruto shakes his head. You have a mission, remember? She groans. Oh yeah, that damn escort mission with that slob. I tell you, if he tries anything I'll chop off his little friend. Naruto smirks. I know only Hayate can have that pleasure of being with you, right? Yugao pouts then grins at him. Why are you jealous? Naruto looks at her in confusion. Are you kidding me? You're like a sister to me. She pouts again. Naruto-kun, even though that's sweet, don't you think I'm pretty? Naruto sighs. Why do you always do this? Fine, yes, you're beautiful. You happy now? I need to pack. She grins. Thanks, little bro, your words will get me through the next mission. Naruto just scoffs. Whatever, I heard the guy likes to fantasize about women. He'll probably be undressing you with his eyes. I'll leave you with that sickening thought. Yugao is gobsmacked. Crap, and I thought it couldn't get any worse. Damn you, Naruto-kun. She just hears a chuckle come from her little brother and groans. Naruto finishes packing. He's already been given a key to his new apartment. He'll place seals all over his place later. He says his goodbyes and leaves. He arrives at his apartment and groans. Seriously, what the hell? This place is a dump. He then sits down and plans what he's going to do. He can't believe he's going back to the damn academy. The next day Naruto wakes up at 6 a.m. He groans, forgetting that he could have slept another 2 hours but forgot to change his damn clock. He groans again and reluctantly gets out of bed. He's only in boxers. He's too old for pajamas. He enters the bathroom and looks in the mirror and immediately groans, seeing the scars the damn fox used to heal him without leaving scars. Now he doesn't. He says scars are a badge of honor. Naruto steps in the shower and turns on the water. Badge of honor, my ass. He's not the one who has to walk around with these damn scars. Even though Yugao says they're sexy, I still don't get her at all. I don't get women. After the shower, he gets dressed in black ANBU pants and a black long-sleeved top with fingerless gloves and ninja boots. He eats his breakfast, not ramen, then just sits there using a whetstone to sharpen his katana. 2 hours later he goes to leaves his apartment. He puts on his coat with the hood up. Along with his coat he has his katana that's strapped to his back. He groans before he walks to the academy. He walks slowly so he misses everyone. He's never had time for anyone but his buddies in ANBU. He gets a few people staring at him but he ignores them. They can't see his face, and for that he's glad. It's such a pain having to hide his face, but it's better than having to hear the villagers and their BS. Meanwhile, as Naruto's heading to the academy, everyone's in the academy already when Iruka Yumino steps into the class. Quiet. Everyone shuts up and Iruka smiles. Good. Now there is a new student. He should be here shortly. To be honest, I'm not sure why he's starting now, but oh well. Just then the door opens and Naruto steps in. Everyone looks at him, all in black with his hood up. Baruka smiles. Ah, you're here. You must be Naruto. Please take a seat. Do you want to say hello first? Naruto looks at him. No. Baruka nods. Okay, take down your hood. Naruto sighs. Here less than a minute and I already want to kill someone. He lowers his hood and everyone sees a face. He has an X scar on his right cheek and a scar down his left eye. There is also a scar on his neck, a scar that almost cost him his life. Naruto has his eyes closed. When he opens his eyes, everyone sees his eyes. He turns away and heads to an empty seat and sits down. Baruka smiles. Okay Naruto, do you want to introduce yourself? Naruto groans at this pointless situation. No. Baruka sighs. You're new here, just say a few things about yourself. Naruto sighs. I am going to kill Gigi. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. I'm 12. That's all you're getting. End of story. He sits down and closes his eyes. He can sense people looking at him, but he hardly cares. He's not here to socialize even though Gigi said he should. Baruka gets on with the class. After a few hours it's time for a break. The first thing he hears is fangirls squealing for Sasuke's attention. Naruto sighs. Can this get any worse? He stands up and walks to the front. Is there a training yard here? Baruka nods. Yes. Oh, my name is Iruka Yumino. I'll be your sensei for the rest of the year. Should have started with that eye. Naruto just looks right through him and Iruka drops the smile. Right, well, it's on the left as you leave the academy main entrance. Naruto nods and leaves the room and he makes his way out of the academy and makes his way to the training yard. Just before he gets there, two bullies stop in front of him. One of them smirks. You got a toy sword, how nice, hand it over. Naruto scoffs. I'd advise you to fuck off before I leave your body parts all over this training yard. The one who spoke grins. I'd like to see you try. Naruto smirks. Gigi said don't kill anyone. He never said anything about not beating people up. Naruto rushes forward, punching one of them in the gut and then ramming his elbow onto the top of his head. The next guy goes to punch Naruto, but he just grabs his hand and flips him on his backside before punching him in the face. The leader who spoke has backed away. Naruto smirks. Not so tough, are you? Come on, haven't had a good fight in a while. Let's see if you're any better than those pieces of trash on the floor. The bully looks at Naruto. Who the hell are you? Naruto smirks. Someone you don't want to mess with. I think you need a change of clothes, plus you stink. What did you do, shit yourself? The bully just runs away and Naruto sighs and carries on walking, not knowing or caring that he was being watched by his new classmates. Naruto, after disposing of two of the weaklings, goes over to a tree and takes off his jacket followed by his t-shirt. Probably a mistake, but he usually trains topless. He then grabs his katana and starts going through some katas. His classmates are staring at him. Some of the girls are already getting nosebleeds just looking at him. For a 12-year-old, he's got muscles that would put older men to shame. Some are staring at his scars. His chest and back are full of them. He hardly seems to care that he's being watched. They're also wondering just who he is. He moved so fast they barely know what happened. The scars are also confusing to them. Even some of Sasuke's fangirls are having nosebleeds, even Ino, who's trying to hide it, especially from Sakura, who'd just make fun of her. She looks over and sees a blushing Sakura, so even she's not totally immune to it. Ino thinks. Kiba comes out of the class and sees Naruto. Man, that's some seriously major scarring. Shikamaru nods. How could he have that much scarring? He's our age, right? Still, he knows what he's doing with that blade. And did you see how he disposed of Meizo and Kentich and make Roshi piss and shit himself? Even I could feel the killing intent coming off Naruto. Kiba smirks. Seems the girls are liking the show. Look at them, some are even drooling. They've known him, what, 2 hours? Choji nods. Still, he's strong. I wouldn't want to piss him off. Shino, the usually quiet one, speaks. There is something about him, something he's keeping from everyone. Shikamaru nods. I get that vibe. Ino looks over. What are you four talking about? What vibe? Shikamaru just shrugs and Ino rolls her eyes and looks away. Sasuke walks past them. Naruto Uzumaki, fight me. Naruto doesn't look at him but smirks. Oh, I so want to beat the crap out of him. Babysitting this arsehole. He stops swinging his sword and turns to Sasuke. Why would I waste my time with trash like you, Sasuke Uchiha? Sasuke smirks, afraid I'd kick your ass. Naruto scoffs, hardly I could beat you blindfolded, but it would probably upset your fangirls now, wouldn't it? Sasuke scoffs, like you could beat me, I'm an Uchiha. Naruto rolls his eyes, am I supposed to be impressed? Do you honestly think all that? I'm the last Uchiha. Bullshit makes me feel sorry for you. You're pathetic, you're arrogant, and your superiority complex is your downfall. Because deep down you're nothing but a sniveling runt, nothing more, and that's all you'll ever be, that last of a clan, nothing more. Sasuke snaps and runs at Naruto, who tosses his katana next to his clothes. Sasuke starts throwing punches and kicks at Naruto, who dodges every attack into everyone. He's doing it effortlessly. He also seems to be enjoying tormenting Sasuke, and Kiba is loving it as some of the other guys in the class. Sasuke is getting more pissed off though, as he can't believe he can't hit this nobody who dares insult him and his clan. Fight me, coward. Naruto yawns, did you say something? Sasuke scowls, you think you're so tough, don't you? Naruto yawns again, I don't think it, I know I am. Let me guess, that was your best. I thought you were supposed to be good at taijutsu. You must not be the great Sasuke Uchiha, then you must be his twin lame-ass talentless Uchiha. Sasuke smirks, oh, I'm not done ye. Before he can continue, Naruto rushes in, elbows him in the gut, rams his fist in his shoulder, then uses his leg to sweep him off his feet before punching him in the face, knocking him out. Naruto walks away from Sasuke and shakes his head. That was easy, Uchiha. I hardly even used a fifth of my power. He walks over to his sword and sheaths it, then grabs his t-shirt and puts it on, then his coat with his katana strapped behind him. Then he walks past everyone, not even caring the fangirls are glaring at him. Well, not all of them. Some are looking at him with lust in their eyes. Kiba smirks, now that was a quick ass kicking. Shikamaru nods, I knew there was something about him. Didn't anyone see the tattoo on his arm? Kiba smirks, nah, was too busy watching Sasuke get his ass whooped. Wait, tattoo? What kind of tattoo? Sakura heard them talking, you know what the tattoo was? Shikamaru shrugs and she scowls at him, and then the girls all go to see if Sasuke's okay. Baruka, who's at the window and saw the fight, also saw the tattoo and he's shocked. He's in ANBU. I'm sure that was the ANBU tattoo. What the hell, Lord Hokage? Naruto's 12. His body looks like he's been through hell. Back outside, Choji looks at Shikamaru. So what was the tattoo? Shikamaru sighs, not sure. I know I've seen it before but not sure where. In the Hokage Tower, Hiruzen's looking through his crystal ball. He sighs. Seriously, Naruto-kun, did you have to do that to Sasuke? Still, he should really leave his arm covered. Neko. Yugao appears. Yes, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen sighs. Inform Naruto to put a seal on his arm. He just showed his whole class his ANBU tattoo. Yugao nods. I will inform him once they break for lunch. Hiruzen nods. Oh, Neko, I got a report the client you escorted had bad visions on his trip. Do you know anything about that? Yugao smirks behind her mask. Can't say that I did, Hokage-sama. It was strange and not like him. Hiruzen nods. That is all. As Yugao leaves, he chuckles, using one of Kurenai's genjutsus on him. How unusual of you, Yugao. When Sasuke returned to class, he stayed away from Naruto, still in disbelief he was beaten so effortlessly. Later on, when it was lunchtime, Naruto left. He went to Ichiraku's. When he arrived, he saw Yugao. Heard about your little genjutsu stunt, you wuss. She scoffs. Better than let that slob touch me anyways. Hokage-sama said to use a seal on your arm to cover the ANBU tattoo you happened to show everyone. Naruto seems confused, then he nods. Oh right, I get you. Yeah, I'll get right on that after I eat. She nods. You won me a bet, by the way. Naruto looks at her with confusion. How come? Yugao grins. I bet you'd kick the Uchiha's ass the first chance you got. The others didn't think you would have done it. Some still see him as a prince and didn't think you'd dare touch him. But I know little Naruto-kun better now, don't I? Naruto rolls his eyes. You know half your winnings should go to me, you know. She smirks, screw that, it's all mine. I won it fair and square. I'll see you later, Ototo. Naruto nods and heads inside and eats his ramen. Luckily nobody saw the chat with Yugao while she was hiding in camouflage, but Naruto knew she was there. After his dinner, he heads back to the academy until he sees Anko looking through the window. He walks up to her. What are you doing? She almost jumps out of her skin. Don't do that, Naruto-kun. Geez, you almost made me shed my skin. Naruto sighs. Snake jokes, really? What you doing here? She smirks. Looking for you. Actually heard you whoop the Uchiha's ass. I wish I was there to watch. Naruto sighs. Yay, he had it coming. So why were you looking for me? You know I'm not an ANBU anymore. Well, I am. I think, just long-term mission, I'm assuming. She grins. Well, I need your help. When does the academy finish for the day? Naruto shrugs. 3 p.m. I think. Why? She grins. Meet me at training ground 44 afterwards. I need you for a mission. Naruto sighs. Does Gigi know about this? She smirks. Maybe. Naruto sighs. I'll think about it. I have to go. Man, I can't believe I have to go to the academy for a year. How did you put up with it for 5 years? When I went, I graduated after a year. This time I've been here for 4 hours, and I want to kill everyone in my class. She chuckles. If you do that, let me know. I'll want a front row seat. Naruto sighs. Bye, Anko, you crazy women. Anko pouts. You're so mean, Naruto-kun. Naruto just shakes his head and walks off, and she chuckles. Time for some dango. When Naruto gets back to class, he sits there and does nothing. He hardly cares. He does some hand signs and places a sealing seal over his tattoo. He then starts thinking of what this supposed mission is and if it's worth his time. He doesn't even know if he's allowed to do normal missions. He hears Iruka talking about the Hokages. He smirks. He knows his dad was the 4th Hokage. At first he was pissed when he found out his dad was the one sealed the damn fox in him. When Gigi told him why, he understood. The 4th Hokage is still his role model and he's forgiven him, but he swore that he'd surpass his father, and if he somehow met him, then the reunion wouldn't be pretty. Naruto sighs as Iruka goes on to lie about the night the Kyuubi attacked, and even Kyuubi growls, and Naruto smirks when Iruka says that the 4th Hokage killed the Kyuubi. He can hear Kyuubi growling about him being still alive, and the 4th couldn't defeat someone as powerful as him. Naruto's heard this speech too many times to listen. At first it was kind of funny to take the piss out of Kyuubi. Now it's boring, and they have come to an understanding. He will get strong and Kyuubi can stop being a whining arsehole. He agreed, but whenever the 4th's mentioned, Kyuubi cries like a baby. A few hours later, the academy's over. Naruto's walking out when Iruka-sensei calls for him to stay behind. Naruto rolls his eyes, suspecting it's about his fuck-up earlier by everyone seeing his ANBU tattoo. Naruto just leans against the wall whilst Iruka stares at him. After a minute, Naruto gets bored. Do you want to say something, or are you just wasting my time? I have things to do, you know. Iruka sighs. Naruto, what are you hiding from me? I saw the ANBU tattoo. Naruto acts confused but inwardly knows this was what he wanted, so he decides to just play along. I don't know what you mean. Iruka sighs. On your left arm. Show me your arm. Naruto smirks and shows his arm, and Iruka is confused. But I saw a tattoo. Naruto sighs. You sure it wasn't a scar? I have a lot of them. Iruka sighs. So how did you get them? Naruto sighs. You know exactly who I am, Iruka-sensei. Don't play dumb. You know who I am and what I have inside of me since I graduated years ago. You haven't seen me, but you know who I am. Iruka-sensei nods, not knowing that after leaving he moved up the ranks before joining ANBU and is not an ANBU captain. Fine, you can go. Naruto smirks as he leaves the room. He shunsons to the Hokage Tower to speak with Gigi to ask about missions. It's been half a year since Naruto was assigned this babysitting mission. Having to put up with annoying brats has almost made Naruto snap more than once. Even though he's their age himself, he's seen more action and death than they could even comprehend. He's been on a few small missions. He's missed a few days here and there, and nobody knows where he is. Not even Iruka-sensei knows. Even though he has his suspicions, he asked the Hokage, who told him he had no idea what Iruka was talking about. It's just after another lame day at the academy that Naruto's at the memorial stone looking at the dead comrades. It's raining heavily but he doesn't care. It's got him thinking about his own past. Flashback. Naruto is 5 years old. He's running away from the villagers who hate him for whatever reason. He notices the villagers have now also been joined by some shinobi from the village. He keeps on running until he runs into a dead end. He turns around and looks at everyone grinning at him. What have I ever done to you? One of the shinobi speaks, "You're a demon. You killed our friends and family. You don't deserve to live. Demon spawn." Naruto looks scared. What are you talking about? I never killed anyone. I'm a 5-year-old kid. One of the villagers, a woman, screams, "Liar, you're a demon and you don't deserve to live. We'll make certain of that." The same shinobi that spoke grins. "Well, we can't actually kill him. The Hokage says so, but it doesn't mean we can't make his life a living hell." The villagers and the shinobi all grin and move in to start attacking Naruto. After 5 minutes of beatings where Naruto is lying in his own blood, his legs broken, his hand twisted the wrong way, multiple stab wounds in his body. One of the shinobi even burned him, but they ignored the order and went in for the kill until 2 ANBU arrived, one in a cat mask, the other a dog mask. They saved Naruto. The villagers and shinobi weren't happy, but facing angry ANBU, the elite, was suicide. The one in the cat mask picked up Naruto and carried him to the hospital. The doctors all refused to heal him until the Hokage's wife took him and helped him herself. It was whilst in the hospital recovering that the fox first made himself known to Naruto. He healed him and told him the truth. Naruto was in shock at what he was hearing and he was terrified, staring into the eyes of a demon fox, but the fox decided to help Naruto, and from that day onward Naruto gained a sensei even though nobody found out until much later. Flashback end. Naruto's broken from his flashback when someone pats him on the shoulder and he looks up and sees Inu. "Kakashi, how are you doing, Captain? How's the assignment going? You here remembering the dead?" Naruto sighs. "To be honest, this is the worst assignment I've been on. I mean, I've been at the academy 6 months, and I already want to kill everyone there. I have annoying fangirls both trying and failing to scare me because their precious Sasuke-kun keeps getting his ass kicked by me. Plus ones who seem to stare at me like the others do at that Uchiha arsehole who keeps demanding to fight me, and I keep kicking his ass leaving him unconscious. But I just told you that, didn't I? So what brings you here? Your old team again." Kakashi remains silent as Naruto continues to talk. "It's been like 50 times already. How the hell did you and Yugao and the others survive 5 years of this crap at the academy? That's if you didn't graduate early like me. Then there's the other problem, classmates trying to befriend me. It's irritating. I'd much rather be left alone and work from the shadows." He shakes his head. "Being in the academy sucks. As for your earlier comment, I guess I don't know that many names on here, a few ANBU and of course the Hokages like my dad, but I was having a flashback about the first time I met you and Yugao. When you saved me from the villagers. I'm getting them a lot lately. The strange thing is sometimes I know what that brat Sasuke's going through. He's full on vengeance for Itachi, which is understandable. We are the same about being the last of our clans after all." Kakashi nods and finally says something. "To be honest, there actually is a bet going on that you might just go on a killing spree and kill them all. But I know you're stronger than that. Me and Yugao have trained you well. SS has Ibiki. I know deep down you still hate the villagers for what they did to you growing up, but they are only scared and don't know what they're doing." Naruto scoffs. "That may be so, but it didn't exactly help me now, did it? For the first 5 years of my life I had to sleep with one eye open. Do you know how much that sucks?" Kakashi nods, feeling sympathy for his surrogate little brother. "I can't say that I do, but I know you'll be fine. As for the second part, one thought the Hokage told you to make friends." Naruto scoffs. "Yay, he did, but look at them all, pampered little brats. They have no idea about the real world. They listen to these damn boring lectures about the ninja world, but half of them will die. I mean, take Sakura Haruno, for instance. Just thinking about that pink-haired banshee makes his skin crawl. She's apparently the brainiest kunoichi there, but she would rather focus on wasting her time with the Uchiha. Same goes for Ino Yamanaka and the rest of the girls, minus Hinata Hyuga, but she's not really that impressive either if you ask me." She's so shy and she seems to hate fighting, so it baffles me why the hell she's even training to be a kunoichi in the first place. That's only the girls though. Kakashi nods and Naruto continues, then there are the boys. The Uchiha is so far up his own ass he still thinks after being knocked out 50 times by me that he's better than me. He never will be. Then there's Shikamaru Nara. Obviously being a Nara male he's lazy as hell. He's also smart as hell, probably more than Sakura Haruno, but he acts like he's dumb sleeping all day. Then there's his friend Choji Akamichi. The kid could be good but he follows Shikamaru around like a puppy. He gets picked on because of his weight and won't fight back, so why is he even becoming a ninja? He wipes water from his face. Then there's Kiba Inuzuka and his dog Akamaru. He's strong in taijutsu but he's kind of lazy and arrogant, but he's an Inuzuka so he's a great tracker. Lastly there is Shino Aburame. He is a hard one to understand. He's quite like all Aburame. He's the only one I can't get a read on, but like Kiba, Shino is a born tracker with his bugs, as is the Hyuga girl. If only they would grow up. Kakashi sighs the chuckles. You know you are not supposed to treat them as threats, Naruto. You are supposed to befriend them. Naruto sighs. I hardly see the point. They're all weaklings who need a wake-up call. Even the Uchiha, for all his boasting of being the best, would probably die. He could never lead because he thinks he needs nobody and would probably allow his teammates to die. So take the belt test. For instance, it's a teamwork mission. He'd try and get both bells to stop his teammates from holding him back. He'd probably attack his own teammates if they were close to getting a bell if he hadn't already got one. Kakashi sighs. You make a good point, Naruto, but still you're not supposed to be judging them. They're your age, well, mostly your age. Befriend them. Naruto scoffs. You know I hate you sometimes. You know you've already been picked to be myself, and the Uchiha's sensei. You better not be an ass, and you know what I mean by that. Kakashi smirks. Oh Naruto, you don't hate your big brother, that hurts. Naruto scoffs. Whatever, I'm going home, I'll see you around. Naruto shunshuns away. Kakashi watches him go and sighs. This was a bad idea. Still, it's quite enjoyable hearing about Naruto's frustrations. He's definitely got Kushina's temper, that's for sure. Still, deep down they're probably sad their sons turned out this way. It's now several months later, the day of graduation. Not that it matters for Naruto. He knows what he has to do, some stupid tests. There's that stupid pathetic teacher Mizuki, trying to sabotage his progression like it's ever worked. Mizuki had no idea who he was dealing with. He's been under a genjutsu since the first time he tried to sabotage Naruto's progression. He's never really been one of the best at genjutsu, but Kurama's helped him learn a few high-classed ones. The one he has on Mizuki he's created himself, making Mizuki think his plans are working. It keeps him unawares, which is what Naruto wants. He's still an ANBU after all, so Mizuki raises a red flag to him. Naruto already informed Gigi about Mizuki and has been told to monitor him. It seems he, like most of the villagers, thinks he's nothing but a demon. The one good thing is Sasuke finally gave up in fighting a losing battle, not once being able to land a hit on Naruto. He must have thought of his embarrassment or his ego kicked in or something. In a way this is good because Naruto's had enough of him. Everyone has already had their test and passed. Naruto easily passed the first two tests. The last part was a clone. Naruto did some hand signs. Kage Bunshin no Jutsu. Baruka looks at Naruto wondering how he knows of forbidden just, but knowing who Naruto is minus being in ANBU, he's not really surprised. Iruka hands out a headband and Naruto takes it and walks off. None of the other kids are surprised when Naruto enters the main classroom holding his headband. Naruto just sits at his desk and places the headband on the desk and closes his eyes to think. Baruka comes out of the back room with Mizuki, who's glaring at Naruto. Some of the kids look at where their other teacher is glaring and notice it's at Naruto, who's not even looking at him but knows he's being glared at and hardly cares. His time will come. When he does look at Mizuki, Naruto smirks. Then all of a sudden Mizuki starts shouting and holds his head before he runs out of the room, shocking everyone except Naruto, who just looks away knowing what he did, but he does have a smirk on his face. Everyone leaves for the weekend. They're to come back on Monday to find out what happens next. Naruto already knows what will happen but acts like he doesn't. Naruto was given the title of Rookie of the Year. a title that looked like certainly going to Sasuke before Naruto joined. When Iruka told Naruto he didn't even care, it meant nothing to him, even Iruka noticed. Naruto leaves the academy and immediately shunsons to the Hokage office. His classmates saw him do it. Most of them gave up trying to figure out Naruto. To them he's an enigma. Some like Sasuke want to know how he did that. Sasuke also hates Naruto. He's an Uchiha, but this Naruto came here and make him look like a joke. Naruto enters the office and Hiruzen smiles. Congratulations on becoming a genin. I'm so proud of you. Naruto sighs. Seriously, Gigi, I'm an ANBU captain. You're congratulating me for nothing. You should be congratulating me for not killing everyone in my class. Hiruzen chuckles. Well, congratulations for that too. Naruto sighs. So nothing's changed, right? Me, with the brat, and Kakashi still going with the Haruno girl. Hiruzen sighs but nods. Yes, although it's done differently. Usually we make it the Rookie of the Year, which is you. Congratulations on that, by the way, with the head Kunoichi, which is Mrs. Haruno, and the dead last, which isn't Sasuke, by the way. Naruto rolls his eyes. Hiruzen then groans. You know you were supposed to make friends also, you know, not be an outcast. Naruto sighs. They're all brats. I'm sure Kakashi told you what I thought of them all. Hiruzen nods. Yes, he did, and even though you are correct, they're only kids, they will grow out a bit. Naruto sighs. Hopefully before they're all dead. Hiruzen nods. Naturally. Now onto to something else. Tell me your opinion on Mizuki. Naruto sighs. That waste of space. He sees me as a demon like I care, but there is something in his eyes. He has the eyes of a traitor. He looked shocked and angry about me doing the shadow clone jutsu. I think he wanted me to fail. I'm not sure why exactly. Hiruzen nods then smirks. I see, we will watch him carefully. Get some rest. You're a genin now. Your next challenge is D ranks. Naruto glares at him. You're cruel, Gigi. Hiruzen chuckles. I am, aren't I? Naruto sighs and shunsons away, and Hiruzen just shakes his head knowing Naruto will never change. It's now Monday and everyone's in the academy when Iruka walks into the room. Good morning, genin. Now you're all going to be in teams. Now I will start from team 1. Naruto ignores the first 6 teams, then he hears Iruka say team 7 and he grunts. Iruka coughs. Team 7 is Sasuke Uchiha, Sakura Haruno, and Naruto Uzumaki. Some of the students gasp. Sasuke and Naruto in the same team is a scary thought to them all. Sakura is happy though, Naruto and Sasuke not so much for different reasons. Iruka continues. So team 7 sensei will be Kakashi Hatake. Team 8 will be Kiba Inuzuka, Shino Aburame, and Hinata Hyuga. Your sensei will be Kurenai Yuhi. Team 9 is already a team. Team 10 will be Shikamaru Nara, Ino Yamanaka, and Choji Akamichi. Your sensei will be Asuma Sarutobi. Good luck, kids. When your sensei arrive, you will go with them. Naruto sighs, knowing Kakashi will be here a while. Sasuke at first looks at Sakura, who smiles at him, but he doesn't acknowledge her. He looks straight at Naruto and glares at him. Naruto isn't even looking at anyone. He's in his inner world. Sasuke doesn't understand Naruto either. He hates to admit it, but Naruto's strong and fast and better than him, and that infuriates him. Naruto sighs. Even though I knew this would happen, it still sucks. Stuck with the Uchiha brat and the pink-haired banshee. Kind of makes me think, what did I do to deserve this? I mean, not only do I have an overgrown furball in me, but now I'm teamed up with an emo-ass wife, and a banshee. Can it get any worse? Wait, yes, our sensei is lazy Kakashi. Kurama chuckles. Sucks to be you, kid. To be honest, I would have just killed the Uchiha brat and be done with it like you wanted. Still, you knew this would happen. Still, I still say on our first mission out of Konoha, you just kill him, make it look like an accident. The banshee too. I mean, she's so loud. Just be glad it's not a 5-man team and you have that blonde-haired bimbo. Surely you would lose it then. Naruto chuckles. You probably right there still. D rank, they're not even missions. I'm using clones to do them. Fuck wasting my time with that. Well, I'll speak later, furball. Naruto opens his eyes and sees everyone but his team is gone. He just rolls his eyes. He hears Sakura moaning about Kakashi still not being here yet, and he just rolls his eyes and sighs. Get used to it, Haruno. He'll never change. 2 hours later, Kakashi enters the room. Yo. Sakura glares at him. You're late. Kakashi gives her an eye smile. I had to help an old lady across the street. Naruto sighs. Going with that one or you? Sakura looks unconvinced. Sasuke seems pissed, but Naruto hardly cares, knowing Kakashi's antics for years. Kakashi smiles. Meet me on the roof. He then shuns away. Sakura sighs and starts to leave the room. She sees Sasuke following her, but Naruto's vanished. When Sasuke and Sakura get to the roof, Kakashi and Naruto are already there. Naruto's just leaning against the wall with his eyes closed, just waiting for the lame-ass introductions that Kakashi just told him he'd be doing, and Kakashi knows that this will piss off Naruto. Kakashi smiles. Well, hello team, now I think we should start with introductions. Sakura and Sasuke sit down in front of Kakashi. Kakashi looks up. You going to join us? Naruto sighs. No, let's just get this over with. Sakura smiles. I think you should go first, Kakashi-sensei. Kakashi smiles. Okay, my name is Kakashi Hatake. My likes and dislikes are none of your business. My dreams are also none of your business. Sakura is furious. So all we know is your name, not much of an introduction. Kakashi smiles. Well then you go next, Pinky. Sakura sighs. My name is Sakura Haruno. My likes are. She looks at Sasuke and giggles. My dislikes are Ino Pig. My goals and dreams are. She looks at Sasuke and giggles. All the guys almost feel like gagging right there. Kakashi nods. Okay, Mr. Brooder. Sasuke growls at Kakashi. My name is Sasuke Uchiha. I don't really have any likes or dislikes. My goal is to kill a certain someone and restore my clan. Sakura looks at Sasuke. He's so cool. Naruto looks at Sasuke and wants to just toss him off the roof and be done with it. Kakashi sighs. Still going down the Avenger path, I see. He turns to Naruto. Okay, blonde, you're up. He's so going to kill me for that comment. Naruto glares at Kakashi like he's staring into his soul. Even Sasuke is a little intimidated with the glare. Naruto then sighs. My name is Naruto Uzumaki. My likes are training and ramen. My dislikes are pitiful, pathetic idiots who don't see what's right in front of them, who are blinded by fear to even know the truth. As for my goals, that's none of anyone's business but my own. Everyone can feel the key coming off of Naruto after his dislikes and goals. Kakashi sighs. He's not far off of Sasuke the way he's acting, but can you really blame him knowing how the villagers and shinobi treated him? At least he has the Hokage, myself and Yugao, oh yay, Enko too. Sakura looks at Naruto with a sad outlook. He seems so vengeful and bitter. I wonder what happened to make him like this. It's so sad for someone to be this angry. Then there was his body. I've never seen someone that has that many scars before. I wonder how he got them. He really is mysterious, like he's already a ninja or something, but that can't be true. Sasuke looks at Naruto. He even shuddered at those words. Seems I'm not alone in my anger. For me, it's Itachi. I wonder what his issues are about. Still, he's strong. Maybe he could help me out and help me to get stronger. That is, if he ever talks, he's worse than me. He looks at Sakura. At least I know he won't slow me down, unlike her. Kakashi smiles. Okay, introductions are over. Meet me tomorrow at 6 a.m. at Training Ground 7 and don't eat beforehand or you'll throw up. Sakura looks confused. What's happening tomorrow, sensei? He smiles. Why, your Genin test, of course. Sasuke looks at Kakashi. We've done our Genin exams. We're all Genin. Kakashi smiles. Wrong, that test was to see if you could become a Genin. The test tomorrow will prove you're good enough to remain a Genin. Now remember what I said, there is a 66% fail rate. Oh, and before I forget, don't eat anything or you'll just throw it up. Kakashi then vanishes via Shunshin. Sakura sighs. She looks around and Sasuke looks angry. She looks where Naruto was, but he's vanished also. Sakura sighs and leaves the roof, followed by Sasuke. The next day Naruto makes his way to Training Ground 7. He's the first there, not surprising. Even after a year he still can't get used to being in the academy. Still knowing Kakashi, it's pointless being here now as Kakashi probably won't turn up till about 11. Still, it will give him some time to train. He takes off his jacket and pulls out his katana and starts doing some kata exercises. He's been doing them for about 10 minutes when Sakura arrives. She looks around and then spots Naruto sparring, so she sits down to watch. She has nothing better to do until Kakashi-sensei, or Sasuke-kun, arrives, and for some reason she likes watching him train. Same for Sasuke-kun. After another 10 minutes, Naruto stops. He looks over his shoulder and sees Sakura. He sighs. At least she's quiet, probably because Sasuke's not here. Naruto stops training and sits against a tree, resting his back against it. Then hears a stomach rumble and smirks. She listened to Kakashi, it seems. Sakura looks up. No, Kakashi-sensei. Naruto looks at her like she's an idiot. Does it look like it? He won't be here for hours. She looks shocked. What? How do you know? Naruto sighs. I know Kakashi. He'll be here about 11 a.m. probably. She looks at Naruto in shock. You're serious? Naruto nods. You should go get yourself some food. She bites her lip. Kakashi-sensei said not to. Naruto rolls his eyes. He also said he'd be here by 6 a.m. and it's now 6:30. Do you see him? She shakes her head. Have you eaten? Naruto nods. I have. I was going to eat anyway, whether he said to or not. Sakura seems confused, but he told us not to eat. Why go against his orders? Naruto sighs. I don't really care, to be honest, but if you must know, how can we have a test when we're fighting our own bodies? She nods. Can I ask you something? Naruto sighs. Why? She sighs. Well, can I or not? Naruto sighs. Fine, what do you want to ask me? She moves closer and sits near him. What's that vanishing move you and Kakashi-sensei do? Naruto raises an eyebrow. Oh, you mean Shunshin? It's a D-rank move. She nods. So can anyone learn it then? Naruto nods. Yes, well, ninjas. She smiles. I've seen other ninjas do the move also. Naruto nods. I'm sure you have. It comes in handy. She sighs. You said you know Kakashi-sensei. Do you know what the test will be? Naruto shakes his head and she sighs. No, but knowing him, it will be tough. He's never passed a team before. Sakura looks shocked. Seriously, can this get any worse? Naruto just shrugs. Why do you want to be a kunoichi? She smiles. To help people, of course. Naruto sighs. Then why are you neglecting your duties and focusing only on the Uchiha? A weak ninja or kunoichi will only die if they don't focus on that. What is your speciality? Ninjutsu, genjutsu, taijutsu? Answer me that. She sighs. I don't know that much, really, only the basics of each. Naruto scoffs. Sakura, you were the top kunoichi of our class. Don't let that title go to your head. You should train more. Your stamina is terrible. I saw you and Ino doing the obstacle courses we did. You both looked like you'd run a marathon, not running a pathetic obstacle course. Brains can only take you go so far, and don't use the excuse of not being in a clan. She sighs. I'm not using that as an excuse. Naruto sighs. Whatever. Can you do chakra control exercises? She looks at Naruto. I haven't done any before. What types are there? Naruto sighs. Tree walking, walking on water, balancing a leaf on your head. We did that in the academy though, and there are others. Sakura looks at him confused, then remembers the leaf balancing one, so feels embraced. Then she thinks on tree walking and is confused. Tree walking, what's that? I can already climb trees. Naruto sighs. Pretty much climbing a tree with only your feet. She seems surprised. That's stupid, nobody can do that. Naruto sighs. It's a chakra control exercise, Sakura. Of course, it's real. She's doubtful but asks anyway, can you do it? Naruto rolls his eyes. Of course, but I'm not the sensei, so I really have no reason to show you now, do I? Sakura smiles, hoping to get some kind of conversation going. Can you show me? Naruto groans, knowing this would happen. He should have kept his mouth shut. Why would I do that? She sighs. I just want to see it. We're going to be here for a while, right? Naruto sighs. Fine, I'll show you, then leave me the hell alone. Naruto stands up and walks to a tree and puts his foot on it and starts walking up it. Sakura looks shocked. Well, you wasn't lying. Naruto rolls his eyes then climbs to the top before he vanishes and appears leaning against the tree he was at earlier. Sakura smiles, could you teach me how to do that? Naruto sighs, what part of I'm not your sensei don't you understand? She sighs then smirks as she comes up with an idea to at least get some camaraderie from him, you'd be helping out a teammate. Naruto scoffs, let me ask you this, why do you want to learn it to impress your precious Sasuke-kun? If so then you haven't thought it through, think about it, you know his ego, how would he like it if someone learned something before he did? He'd be pissed not pleased, especially if it was one of his fangirls. Sakura sighs, I didn't think of that. She looks to her ground and bites her lip, then looks up, I want to learn it for myself. Meanwhile, at the Hokage office, Hiruzen is watching through his crystal ball when Kakashi arrives. You wanted to see me, Hokage? Hiruzen nods, apart from you being late for your team it seems Naruto is slowly bonding well sort of. Kakashi walks over and looks into the crystal ball, so he's talking to Sakura, still no Sasuke, so what's he doing Lord Hokage? Hiruzen smiles, he showed her a chakra control exercise, tree walking, and Naruto made a valid point about Sakura's reasons for wanting to learn it. Kakashi nods, to impress Sasuke am I right? Hiruzen nods back, and Naruto told her Sasuke wouldn't be happy, he'd be pissed she is learning that before he is. Kakashi rubs his chin, I see, but he is stating the truth though. Hiruzen lights his pipe and places it in his mouth, true, but he still has no reason to teach her, as he said he's not her sensei even if technically he outranks her. Kakashi nods, I see your point. Back with Naruto and Sakura. Naruto sighs, there is no getting away from you is there, why do you want to learn it? You said it's for yourself, then fine, wait for Kakashi sensei to teach it to you, I'm not your sensei. Just then Sasuke walks up, he's late, what are you two talking about? Sakura smiles, Sasuke-kun, Naruto showed me this cool chakra control exercise called tree walking. Sasuke raises an eyebrow, tree walking, what's that? I can already climb trees, he's lying to you. Sakura smiles, that's what I thought at first but I was wrong. Sasuke scoffs, I know how to climb a stupid tree, that's hardly an exercise. Sakura grins, that's true, I can climb trees also, but how about climbing a tree only using your feet? Sasuke looks at Sakura then Naruto, bullshit, can't be done. Naruto sighs, you know nothing Uchiha. Sasuke glares at Naruto, says you. Naruto rolls his eyes, stands up then walks over to a tree and starts walking up it only using his feet. Sakura smiles and Sasuke is in shock. Damn it, he can do that, who is he? I will get him to teach me. He waits for Naruto to stop at the top, then he stands upside down on the branch. You were saying Uchiha. Naruto then vanishes and appears beside them. Sakura smiles, can you show me how to do that Naruto? What is the process is behind it? Naruto sighs knowing she won't give up. Fine, I'll tell you what to do, then leave me the hell alone, okay? And that means both of you. Now listen carefully because I will say this one time, if you don't listen then tough. Okay, first you have to focus chakra to your feet, then walk up to the tree or run, it makes no difference, well go on then. He pulls out 2 kunai and tosses them at their feet, use those to mark your progress. Sakura and Sasuke pick up the kunais he provided, then they do just as Naruto said to do. Sasuke glares at Naruto who's sitting down with his back resting against a tree. Sakura walks up to the tree, here goes, she first pours chakra to her feet then puts her foot on the tree and then the other. The next moment she's climbing, she quickly gets the hang of it and grins, wow, this is easy. It doesn't take her long to get all the way up before she stops. Naruto has his eyes closes but he senses she's reached the top, he's actually surprised. She has better chakra control than I expected, I bet the Uchiha will cry now. Sasuke is still glaring at Naruto until he hears Sakura call to him, hey Sasuke-kun, I did it. Sasuke looks around then looks up and growls, he then runs at the tree and starts climbing, he gets some way up before he jumps backward. Naruto watches him and sighs. Whilst he's doing this, Sakura has already made her way back down and is now sat across from Naruto but watching Sasuke. He can sense what he's doing wrong but he has no intention of helping him, so he decides to test Sakura. Without standing up or even looking, he speaks, "Tell me what he's doing wrong." Sakura looks at Sasuke then Naruto and notices he's not even looking at her. She looks back at Sasuke and then starts thinking. After a few seconds she smiles. He's using too much chakra. Naruto nods, correct, too much chakra and you will be forced away, not enough and you will get nowhere. Sakura nods, so what about me, how did I get it straight away? Naruto sighs, you are a girl, they generally have less chakra than boys but have better chakra control, besides you're smart, you figured it out, obviously the Uchiha didn't. Sakura notices Naruto doesn't like Sasuke and sighs, should I help him? Naruto at first says nothing, do what you want. Sakura bites her lip then stands up, Sasuke-kun. Sasuke looks at her, what? She walks up to him, you're using too much chakra. Naruto says too much chakra and you will repel yourself from the tree, but not enough chakra and you will get nowhere. Sasuke scoffs, like I need your advice, what do you know, I'm an Uchiha, I don't need advice from clanless nobodies. Naruto sighs, how much of a loser is Sasuke, too proud to accept help. Sakura may be a fangirl but that's idiotic. He then opens one eye and sees Sakura is about to cry and groans, great, that's all I need, a crying banshee. Sakura looks at Sasuke and tears come to her eyes and she just runs away from him and sits down near Naruto and cries. Naruto sighs, ignore that idiot, I did warn you he could get angry, but ignore his bullshit. If he doesn't listen to advice it's his own damn problem, you should be proud of yourself, your parents will probably be proud also. Sakura is still crying but she looks at Naruto, but Naruto sighs, but nothing, you listened to me and did what I asked, you accomplished something straight away, it's something that takes some people hours or days and you did it the first time, so quit your moping and be happy you accomplished something, it's his damn fault if he's unwilling to listen to advice. Sakura sniffs but nods, thank you, Naruto. Naruto just nods but remains quiet until Sakura replies, what about the other exercises, the water and the others? Naruto groans, for the last time, I'm not your damn sensei, it's his job to teach you, not me, be thankful I taught you the chakra control exercise and be quiet until Cyclops arrives. Sakura looks down, sorry. Naruto opens one eye, don't worry about it, just be happy you learned something, it took me over 10 hours straight to learn it, think about that. Sakura smiles, okay, Ino Pig will be so jealous. Naruto rolls his eyes, not that she can see with his eyes closes, but he does smirk. She sees the smirk and grins also. Meanwhile, back in the Hokage Tower, Hiruzen was happy for Sakura, but not Sasuke, he had no right to belittle her like that. At least Naruto was able to cheer her up, that was the only thing that stopped him from going down there and knocking some sense into the Uchiha. Kakashi left after the little pep talk. Sasuke is still working on the exercise when Kakashi arrives, yo. Sakura jumps up, you're late. Naruto just rolls his eyes and Sasuke stops what he's doing and walks up to Kakashi whilst Sakura surprises Naruto by reaching out a hand to help him up, which at first he ignores but then takes her hand and she pulls him up, or more like he pulled himself up. Sakura then turns back to Kakashi, you was supposed to be here hours ago. Kakashi gives her an eye smile, oh sorry about that, I had to help an old lady across the street. Sakura scoffs, you used that excuses yesterday. Kakashi thinks quickly, oh that's right, there was sheep blocking the road so I had to take a long way around. Sakura glares at him, liar. Kakashi shrugs, anyhow now I'm here, let's get this test underway. He pulls out 2 bells, it's quite simple, you have to get these bells within 3 hours, come at me with the intention to kill, not you Naruto-kun, have mercy on me. Sakura looks at Kakashi, we can't attack you, we could hurt you, plus there are only 2 bells and there's 3 of us here, what happens to the person who doesn't get a bell? Kakashi smiles, well to answer your first question, you are genin. Minus Naruto-kun, the chances of you hurting me a Jonin are doubtful at best. As for your other question, it's quite simple. Whoever doesn't get a bell gets sent back to the academy. Well, off you go. The time starts now. Sakura and Sasuke looks at Kakashi in shock. Well, Sakura does. Sasuke is looking at him with anger, with the weakest ki Naruto's ever felt. Sakura sighs, but that's just not fair. How do you expect us to get a bell from you? You're a Jonin. Kakashi just pulls out his book. Not my problem. You have a time limit, so I'd get to it if I were you. Sakura and Sasuke rush into the forest. Naruto sighs, this is so lame. Kakashi nods, I know, still you have to act normal, so run along. Naruto. Naruto just rolls his eyes, I should have just stayed in bed. He just walks into the forest and sits next to a tree. I already know what the true goal is. Let's see how they do. No doubt the Uchiha will rush out, proving his arrogance. Let's just wait and see. Just like Naruto suspected, Sasuke comes out into the clearing. I'm taking the bells and sending them losers back to the academy. Kakashi doesn't even look up from his book. All I hear are words, Mr. Bruder, why don't you prove to me just what Sasuke Uchiha is all about then? Sasuke goes in for a taijutsu battle with Kakashi. Suffice to say, compared to Kakashi, it's pretty embarrassing. Every move Sasuke attempts, Kakashi blocks. This goes on for several minutes. Naruto watches on, clearly not impressed at all. Sasuke, after failing to land a single hit on Kakashi, changes tactics. He goes through some hand signs. Kaden, Gokaku no Jutsu, fire release. Great fireball technique. Sasuke thinks he's actually hit Kakashi until he sees a burnt log where Kakashi was as he used the Kawarimi no Jutsu, substitution technique, body replacement technique, to escape and replace himself with a log. Kakashi then reappears in front of Sasuke. Is that all you got? I'd advise you to think again, it was kind of predictable. Sasuke scoffs but runs off into the forest. Kakashi then vanishes. Naruto watches him go and sighs, I can't believe Gigi wouldn't just let me kill the brat. Kakashi, who's appeared above him, smiles, I agree with you, well off to find Pinky, see what she's up to. He shunshuns away and Naruto just rolls his eyes. After a short while of doing nothing, he stands up and decides to follow Kakashi. After a few minutes of searching, he finds someone, but it's not Kakashi, it's Sakura. Seems like she fainted. Naruto sighs, Genjutsu typical. He stands over her and sighs, then pulls out some smelling salts and wakes her up. After a minute she wakes up. Sasuke-kun. She looks around until she sees Naruto learning against a tree. Naruto, what happened? He sighs, you fell for a genjutsu, and I just woke you up. Tell me, Sakura, have you ever seen a two-man team before? Sakura starts thinking, then after a minute shakes her head, no. Naruto nods, exactly, now use your head and think of what the true objective is. She nods, do you know? Naruto nods, yes, now think, we are Team 7 and what do teams do? Sakura is confused, that's weird but okay, let me think, well they do missions together, they're a team after all, teamwork. Naruto sarcastically claps, well done, you figured it out. Now, you being the smartest kunoichi from the academy, how would you go about getting the bells as part of a team? She nods and starts thinking, we could distract him whilst someone gets the bell. I'm not much of a fighter, so it wouldn't be me to fight him. Naruto nods, go on, if you don't do the fighting, what do you do? Sakura smiles, you, or Sasuke-kun, are the distraction whilst I get the bells, but there is only two, it makes no sense. Naruto sighs, yes there are two bells, but if we work together we will pass, that is the real goal. By saying there is only two bells, he's challenging us to all try to get the bells without working together. In the Uchiha's case, he'll take both bells and send us both back to the academy. He won't work as a team. His arrogance and superiority complex makes him think he needs nobody, when in fact he will never be a good ninja if he thinks he's better and needs nobody. She looks at Naruto, that's a lie. Naruto rolls his eyes, is it? Let me give you a scenario. Say as Team 7 was on a secret mission and we were ambushed, and for instance you were hurt and the person who hurt you is getting away. What do you think the Uchiha would do? remain with his wounded teammate, or leave you to die and do everything himself? The answer is he will leave you to die. To him everyone but him is expendable. He thinks because he's an Uchiha that he's better than everyone, even though I knocked him out 50 times. He's thinking about Sasuke and what would happen in the future before he scoffs. He will never lead because to him he needs nobody and everyone will just slow him down. Strength isn't everything to be able to become a Chunin. You have to have strength and skills and also show leadership qualities. I have those. You could also if you put your mind to it, but the Uchiha will never be Chunin material because he will get his team killed so nobody will follow him. He sighs. Now personally you can waste your career on fawning over the Uchiha, or you can get your act together. For now, we need to get the bells. We can't rely on Sasuke, so it's up to us to work together to get the bells. Sakura nods, but what about Sasuke-kun? If we get the bells he will return to the academy. Naruto groans. Are you fucking deaf, Sakura? The objective is teamwork. There has never been a two-man team. Maybe the Uchiha will realize this and assist us, but for now think. Kakashi is a Jonin. We need a plan. A simple one-person fights whilst the other sneaks up won't work on him. He's one of the best Jonin in Konoha. If you try and say anything, Kakashi, I will destroy every book you own. I will burn them right in front of your face whilst you are tied up crying over your damn smut. Kakashi, who's above them, heard every word and agrees with Naruto, and he's not stupid enough to say anything to Naruto. Naruto is trying to help her, but will it work? Her hero worship of Sasuke will be her downfall. I proved it by how easily she fell for that genjutsu. Kakashi leaves the trees and appears in the clearing again. When he looks up he sees 50 Naruto clones cracking their knuckles. Oh crap, when did they get here? Now don't be hasty, Naruto, I'd rather not spend a week in the hospital again. The 50 clones then come at Naruto. You are so mean, Naruto-kun. Sasuke watches in shock and outrage. What the hell, they're clones, but how can he make so many? Damn it, this makes no sense. Just who is Naruto? He wasn't in the academy until the last year, but his skills are way above academy level. He acts like a veteran ninja. Wait a minute, where's Sakura? She hasn't done anything since I heard her scream. She's so weak. Maybe she's dead. Good riddance, one less annoying fangirl to worry about. Naruto's clones lure Kakashi further into the forest. Kakashi suspects something is up but doesn't know what yet. Plus he's having a hard time holding off Naruto's clones. Okay, where are Sasuke and Sakura? What will they do? Meanwhile, Sakura is watching in shock. Wow, he can make a lot of clones. Okay, I need to time this right. I've set up traps. He should be here any moment, then I'll get the bells. The real Naruto is watching from the trees. He just knows Sasuke's going to try something. Sasuke watches the fight between Kakashi and the Naruto clones, then he sees something on the ground. Traps, so that's her game, is it? Sakura watches the Naruto clones continuously push Kakashi back, then she sees her chance. She comes out from the bushes. She reaches for the bells, but before she can grab them a fist connects with her face and she ends up crashing into the tree head first and gets knocked out. Sasuke smirks. Bitch, you're not getting those bells. He reaches for the bells like Sakura did until he feels a hand around his throat choking the life out of him. He then sees it's Naruto. Kakashi looks around and sees Sakura on the floor with blood and a massive bruise on her face and forehead. Then he sees Naruto choking the life out of Sasuke, so he quickly rushes in, pulling Naruto away from Sasuke. Kakashi then turns to Naruto. Calm down, Naruto. What the hell happened? Naruto glares at Sasuke, who's clutching his throat and breathing heavily. Kakashi shouts, Naruto, answer me. Naruto glares at Kakashi. He attacked Sakura deliberately. He knew what she was doing like we planned, but his fucking ego couldn't let that happen. Let me kill that fucking piece of shit. He broke your rules. He will never amount to anything but a pathetic egomaniac. He should be put out of his fucking misery before he gets people killed. Kakashi sighs. You can't just attack him. Naruto glares at him. Screw you, I'm taking Sakura to the hospital. Hopefully she's not hurt too badly. Naruto pushes past Kakashi and scoops up Sakura and shunshuns away and heads to the hospital. Kakashi sighs. Well, this went well. Fuck. He looks at Sasuke. You disappoint me. I'll have to speak to the Hokage about this. Naruto arrives at the hospital carrying an unconscious Sakura. One of the nurses glares at him. Naruto gives her some key and she backs away and he continues through the hospital. There is one doctor he trusts who doesn't hate him, so he'll take Sakura to her. Let's just hope she's working today. He carries her into a room and lays Sakura on a bed. He summons a clone and tells him to get Dr. Natsumi. The clone nods and rushes out. 2 minutes later, Dr. Natsumi enters the room and smiles. Naruto, are you okay? When he doesn't answer, she smiles. Just calm down, are you hurt? Naruto seems to snap out of his daze. No, Yuki, it's my teammate. She was punched in the face and ended up hitting a tree face first. Yuki. Natsumi smiles. It wasn't you, was it? When Naruto just glares, she smiles. Sorry, bad choice of words, let me look at her. Naruto steps out of the way whilst Dr. Natsumi checks out Sakura. Kakashi arrives at the Hokage Tower. He sees the rest of the Jonins and they all look at him. Hiruzen smiles. So another fail, Kakashi. Kakashi sighs. I really don't know, I had to abandon it because there was an incident. Hiruzen nods. Care to elaborate? Kakashi sighs. It seemed that Naruto and Sakura had figured out the true goal of the objective, which was teamwork. Naruto attacked me with 50 shadow clones and drove me deep into the forest, where Sakura was waiting. I don't know exactly what happened, but apparently Sasuke Uchiha attacked his teammate, stopping her from grabbing the bells. I saw blood on her face, a massive bruise on her cheek and forehead where she seems to have collided with the tree. Kakashi sighs. Then Sasuke tried to do what Sakura tried before Naruto attacked him. I had to pull Naruto off Sasuke. He was literally going to choke him to death. I really don't know what to do. Kurenai is in shock. She's heard of the Uchiha's arrogance. Would he be so petty to attack a teammate though? In a way Naruto is just as bad, but maybe he was protecting his teammate. Asuma pretty much has the same opinions as Kurenai. It's hard to believe that Sasuke would attack his teammate though. Hiruzen is shocked and appalled, but in a way, it's to be expected. The Uchiha thinks he can get away with whatever he does because he's an Uchiha. Hiruzen looks at Kakashi. Did it look like he attacked Sakura deliberately? Kakashi didn't see it, so he doesn't know, but then they hear a new voice and turn around and sees Naruto, who answers. Hokage-sama, I will not apologize for my actions, but you want to know the truth, then I'll tell you. Whilst my 50 clones were luring Kakashi into the forest where Sakura had set traps ready to surprise him, I watched from the trees because I had a feeling that the Uchiha would attempt something. He thinks he's above the law, and his arrogance couldn't let him fail. He waited until Sakura was behind Kakashi, who was still fighting my clones. He sighs. When Sakura went to reach out to grab the bells, Sasuke punched her in the face. It was deliberate. The grin on his face was proof of that. The punch was powerful and it made her spin around and she ended up crashing into the tree head first. She is unconscious at the moment. She has a nasty concussion and a fractured jaw from the punch and whiplash. From what Dr. Natsumi told me, she will have to stay in the hospital overnight, but that's it. As for Sasuke, he had the nerve to try what Sakura did. As I said before, I won't apologize because he deserved what he got. Naruto then dispels, showing that he was a clone. Kurenai sighs. The Uchiha should be punished for this. A girl's body is more fragile than boys, and a punch will do more damage. The clone said one punch fractured her jaw. He should be punished. People like him tarnish this village and give ninjas a bad name. Asuma nods. I agree, Dad. The arrogance of the Uchiha is well known. He's a liability to everyone around him. Kakashi sighs. I await your judgment, Hokage-sama. Hiruzen rubs his eyes, getting a headache. I will summon a council and then I will make my ruling dismissed. It's been a few days since the whole incident. There was a council meeting. Personally, Hiruzen would have thrown the book at Sasuke for his actions and banned him from being a ninja, thus ending his plans for his brother. Of course, the council refused to accept their precious Sasuke would do such a heinous act to a fellow ninja, with Mrs. Haruno, who was on the civilian council, completely agreeing with them. It seems before the meeting happened, Sakura refused to admit her precious Sasuke-kun would have outright attacked her, and she claimed she must have slipped and lost her footing. A load of shit, but what can you do? She even admitted it must have been her precious Sasuke-kun who brought her to the hospital even though it wasn't. So with Sakura's testimony and the unanimous vote of denials, Hiruzen had no choice but to drop the subject. As for Naruto's actions, there was surprisingly nothing mentioned, which surprised him even more than the council's denials. An hour later and Naruto has just been told about the outcome and he's pissed. Not only did that pathetic council get the decision overturned, but Sakura outright lied her ass off, completely tarnishing any respect Naruto was having for her. Of course, Sasuke was all smug about the decision, knowing he wouldn't get punished. He's the last Uchiha after all. He didn't mention Naruto out of embarrassment. He saw the dead eyes of Naruto and just knew he wanted to kill him, and that frightened him. A kid his own age who would kill without remorse. Little did he know he's been doing that for years. Kakashi was disgusted along with Asuma, Kurenai, Maeda-Guy and Anko, who were all talking in a restaurant when Kakashi told them of his meeting with the Hokage. Kurenai was ashamed of Sakura. Anko was not surprised, knowing how much the damn council treats him like a prince, instead of the coward-less brute he is. Kakashi actually wondered how Naruto had taken the decision. He knew Naruto hated Sasuke, and for him to get away scot-free wasn't good at all. Sasuke is a marked man. Naruto is just waiting to release Sasuke's head from his shoulders, and I wouldn't blame Naruto for his actions. Sakura was released from the hospital. The doctor who treated her was obviously angry with her but kept her opinions to herself. The only person who visited her was her mother. She was sad Sasuke-kun didn't visit her, or her other teammate Naruto, not knowing that Naruto was disgusted with her. A day after that whole fiasco, Kakashi informed his team even if he wanted to fail Sasuke, he was overruled, to meet up at Training Ground 7 at 7 a.m. the next morning. As per usual, Naruto's ANBU training kicked in and he was up at the crack of dawn. He ate breakfast and then trained for several hours. He's still angry with the decision and, more importantly, Sakura. His thoughts on Sakura were very harsh, but he didn't care. What a stupid, pathetic little waste of space, weak girl. If she wanted to outright lie, then that's her decision, but now she's lost all respect I once gave her. At 6:30 he arrives. He's the first one here, which is good. If Sasuke was there, he doesn't know if he'd be able to restrain himself from killing him. As for Sakura, well, she means nothing. He walks over to a tree and climbs it using the tree walking technique. Then he just sits down on one of the tallest branches and waits for the rest of his pathetic team to show up. The next to arrive is Sakura. She looks around and sees nobody. She doesn't look up and just sits down to wait. Naruto has sensed her for the last 5 minutes and he just scoffs and sits there. After 10 minutes, Sasuke turns up. He sees Sakura, who smiles at him, and he just scoffs and sits down, not knowing two glowing red eyes are glaring at him. Naruto using Kurama's chakra in his eyes. After 3 hours, Kakashi turns up. Yo! Sakura shouts, "You're late." "Well, you and Naruto." Kakashi smiles. "Sorry about that, had to help a woman across the road, and Naruto's up there." Sasuke and Sakura look up shocked, having not seen him arrive, and he's not even looking at them. Kakashi sighs, wonder if he's still pissed. "Well, come on down, Naruto. It's time to head to the Hokage Tower for our first mission." Naruto vanishes and appears next to Kakashi. "Let's go. The sooner I can get these pathetic missions done, the sooner I can be away from this pathetic joke of a team." Kakashi sighs, yeah, still pissed. Sasuke just scoffs, but Sakura seems to be sad at hearing that he was finally starting to open up, but now he's as cold as ever. Naruto glares at his team. "I'll see you at the tower, Kakashi-sensei." He then vanishes via Shunshin. Kakashi sighs, "Let's go, team." Meanwhile, Naruto's already in the Hokage's office. "This mission is a fucking joke, making me be on the same team as that disgrace of a ninja. Just let me kill that bastard already." Hiruzen sighs, I'm sorry Naruto, this is a long-term mission, remember there is no proof that he will leave the village. I don't like the outcome any more than you did. I'd have rather stripped him of ever having the chance to be a ninja again, but it's out of my hands. The council relies too much on the Uchiha. Naruto snaps, you're the fucking Hokage. Just kill the fucking council and replace them with people who don't worship and kiss that bastard's ass. You gave too much power away, Gigi. Hiruzen sighs. I know, Naruto-kun, I never wanted this job again, but after your father gave his life there was little I could do, but I agree I gave too much power away. Naruto just scoffs, then senses his pathetic team approaching. They're here. He goes over and leans against the wall with his eyes closed and waits for this team to arrive. Then there is a knock at the door and Team 7 enter. Kakashi's not surprised to see Naruto already here, but the others are. When they stop next to the desk, Sakura looks over and notices Naruto doesn't even join them. Hiruzen smiles, although it's forced. Well, Team 7, it's time you start your ninja careers, minus Naruto that is. You will start off with D-ranked missions. You have a choice of weeding a garden, painting a house, walking the Inuzuka dogs, and he looks down. Oh no, not that one, not with the mood Naruto's, and he'd kill the cat without remorse. I still remember the last time he did the mission. That is it, have fun. Hiruzen and Kakashi noticed that Naruto had replaced himself with a clone and left the room the moment he mentioned D ranks. Kakashi and Hiruzen act like they didn't notice, but he and Hiruzen are both thinking the same thing. He has no respect for his team anymore. No wonder he replaced himself with a clone, not that he really did before. Team 7 and the Naruto clone leave the Hokage Tower and start their ninja careers. The real Naruto is watching them from the Hokage monument, with cold eyes until he senses a familiar chakra of Yugao. She stops next to him. Hey, long time no see, Ototo. Naruto snaps, what do you want? I'm not in the mood. Yugao sighs, I heard about what happened. I can't believe he'd get away with it, and that silly girl would deny it happened. Naruto doesn't look at her but just nods. I should have just snapped his neck. Yugao sighs, hey, how about some sparring then, maybe a drink? Naruto looks at her and smirks, you always know what to do, Oni-san. She smirks, what Oni-san would I be if I didn't know my Ototo and how to calm him down? Naruto smirks, let's go, I can't even look at my team right now. Yugao nods, understandable. They both shunch into the ANBU grounds to train. Meanwhile, Team 7 have started their first mission, the painting. Sasuke and Sakura start in a room, but the clone leaves, then he creates more clones and starts painting the rest. Sakura watches this and sighs. He seems to have gone back to his cold self. I wonder why he's so angry. Several hours later, Team 7 have just finished all their missions chores. Hiruzen smiles. Well done on your first missions, you're free for the rest of the day. Team 7 minus Kakashi leave. Sakura tries to get her team back together. Hey, why don't we all eat together, you know, some team bonding. The clone of Naruto just looks at her before dispelling, shocking both Sasuke and making Sakura more sadder. He switched with a clone, but when she looks at Sasuke he's already gone, so she lowers her head in shame and walks home. The real Naruto is in a bar with Yugao, Anko, and some other ANBU when the clone dispelled and he twitches. Naruto gained the memories. He hardly cared about the lame missions. The looks from Sakura were slightly confusing, but he just brushed it off. Yugao looks at him, clone dispelling. Naruto nods, yeah. Anko grins, so what did the Hokage have your clone and team doing? Naruto sighs, weeding a garden, painting a house, and walking the Inuzuka mutts, but I know there was one more though. Anko grins, lame chores huh, so what was the other one and why didn't he give it to your team? Naruto grins, catch Tora, and I'm guessing because of the mood I was, well still am in. I wouldn't have caught the cat, I would have just killed it. Anko laughs, oh man, that would have been funny. I remember the last time you caught it years ago, you almost broke its neck. Naruto nods, I remember. Yugao rolls her eyes from the memory, so what are you going to do with your team? Naruto rolls his eyes, do we have to talk about that joke of a team seriously? Yugao sighs, it's your mission, remember. Anko, who doesn't know, he has a mission. What is it? Yugao gulps, probably shouldn't have said that out loud. Oh, nothing, Anko. Anko glares at Yugao knowing she's lying, but she lets it drop. Hey Naruto, you up for a mission? Should take about 2 days, but it should be fun. Naruto shrugs, what's the mission? Anko grins, infiltration and assassination, right up your alley, but first, we have to watch the enemy for a while. It's my mission, but if you seem to hate your team so much, it would be fun for you to tag along. Naruto nods, sure, why not? Yugao sighs, Naruto, what about your team? Naruto scoffs, they can deal with clones. I'll have the clones use Henge, then after a while replace the other. I get the added bonus of experience from surveillance, plus saves me from getting a clone memory hangover. Yugao nods, fine, you better inform the Hokage though. Naruto nods, come on Anko, we'll stop off for Dango on the way. Anko grins, Dango awesome. Yugao watches them go and sighs, sometimes she doesn't know which is the adult and which is the kid out of those two. An hour later, Naruto and Anko leave the village on their mission whilst several clones are in Naruto's apartment reading more scrolls. Some are just reading mangas. It's been 2 weeks since the D-rank mission started, and since that time Team 7 have not met the real Naruto. It has always been clones. The real Naruto has been off on ANBU missions with either Anko or Yugao. Kakashi was kind of sad because there was no bonding at all. Although he knows Naruto's never been the talkative type, the clones Naruto had left behind to do missions had dispelled as soon as they were done, so no bonding whatsoever. Even if Sakura tried, the clones never spoke to the team. Sasuke didn't seem to care, but Sakura seemed to. Naruto had helped her out with the chakra control exercise, tree walking, and he even tried to get her to train more. But then after the incident at the bell test, he grew colder and reverted back to his old self from the academy. Whenever she tried talking to him, he ignored her, and when the mission's over she found it was a clone each time. She wondered where Naruto was. It seemed to her that she was the only one who seemed to miss Naruto. Even though he wasn't the talkative one, he did help her out even if she did bug him until he did. She was always miserable. Sasuke continued to say no to her requests for a date, so after the missions, which were more like chores, she'd just go home. Over the weeks, Kakashi has been continuously moaned at by Sasuke, demanding harder missions, and he admits the D ranks are not really missions at all. So when he woke up, he decided to speak to the Hokage about it. He also inquired about Naruto, and he was back in the village. Kakashi was even surprised he was still doing ANBU missions. Whilst Kakashi is meeting with the Hokage, Sakura and Sasuke are waiting at the training grounds. Naruto hasn't turned up either, not even a clone has turned up. So Sakura just sits there with her arms around her legs waiting for Kakashi-sensei to turn up. Kakashi has spoken to the Hokage, and the Hokage has agreed on a C-ranked mission even if he's not really convinced they're ready. When Kakashi leaves, he calls Yugao and informs her to summon Naruto. Naruto arrives a few minutes later. What's up, Gigi? Hiruzen smiles. Hello Naruto-kun, Kakashi has just asked me to give your team a harder mission. Naruto sighs. From the memories I'm getting from my clones, they're not ready. I'm guessing it's more the Tem Uchiha demanding a harder mission than Kakashi asking. Hiruzen nods. Pretty much what he said about both things, but I would like you to join the team this time. Naruto sighs. What is the mission? Hiruzen smiles. Escorting a bridge builder and guarding him whilst he builds a bridge from bandits. Naruto sighs. Where is this bridge getting built? Hiruzen looks. The Land of Waves. This seems to get Naruto's attention. You do know the Land of Waves is where that fat little midget Gato is, right? He has that place crippled. The economy is dead. The place is poor. There is no way Gato would allow a bridge to be built. It would diminish his iron grip on the Land of Waves. It won't only be bandits, but mercenaries, and maybe missing Nin. Hiruzen sighs. This is no mission for a rookie, Genin team. Naruto smirks. No it isn't, but it gives me a chance to kill Gato and free the Land of Waves from his clutches, plus it will show me what the Tem Uchiha is capable of. Also, you're forgetting I am ANBU captain and Kakashi is Jonin and former ANBU captain. I'm sure we can handle whatever Gato throws at us. Here is in size. Very well, Naruto, I'm trusting you. Naruto smirks, it could be fun. Meanwhile, Kakashi arrives at the training ground. He expects an outburst by Sakura, but no, she just looks up and waits. Yo, come on team, time for a mission. Sasuke groans, more chores again. Kakashi smiles, actually no, I've arranged for AC ranked mission, so let's go. Sakura stands up but looks around for Naruto. We have to wait for Naruto to arrive. Kakashi smiles, he will meet us there. The real one, I hope. Sakura just nods, thinking it will be a clone again. They all make their way to the Hokage Tower and get ushered inside. Sasuke's wondering what the mission will be, as is Sakura. Kakashi sees Naruto leaning up against the wall and smiles, not a clone, that is good. Sakura and Sasuke see Naruto. Sasuke just ignores him, but Sakura looks closely. I can't tell if he's a clone or not. She then looks to the Hokage. Hiruzen smiles. Good morning Team 7. Kakashi has asked for a harder mission, so you will be doing AC ranked mission. The mission is guarding a client while he builds his bridge. The most you will come up against is bandits, I'm sure. He then calls out, send in the client. An oldish man comes in with a towel wrapped around his neck with a flask in his hand. He sees the three kids and scoffs. What is this, guarded by children? Sasuke takes offense to that. Sakura says nothing and Naruto does nothing, not even opening his eyes. It's Kakashi who replies, we are more than capable of guarding you, plus I am a Jonin, and Naruto's an ANBU captain, I'm sure we'll manage. The man just nods, not looking convinced, but says nothing. Kakashi smiles, okay team, head home and pack your bags, we should be gone for 2 weeks, put pack for a month just to be sure, and meet me at the gate in 1 hour. Sasuke just nods. Sakura smiles, hi Kakashi-sensei. Naruto just nods. Sakura watches to see if he will dispel, but he doesn't, but he does shunshin away, and she smiles knowing it was the real Naruto, so that's good, although she doesn't really know why she's so happy. An hour later, everyone's at the gate. Kakashi's just arrived with the client. He looks at Naruto, still the real one, that's good. Okay everyone, let's go. Naruto just nods. He notices Sakura look at him and smiles. She has been miserable, I wonder why she's smiling. He nods back at her. Sakura smiles again, then looks away. Well, at least that's something. Team 7 have been walking now for several hours. It would have been quicker, but with civilians, it's always slow going. Sakura spoke to the client, who's now been confirmed as Tazuna. Not that Naruto didn't already find that out, because Gigi told him. Naruto's looking around, as usual, checking his surroundings. When he looks at the ground in front of him and sees a puddle, he raises an eyebrow at that, as it's not rained in days, then glances at Kakashi and they both nod. It seems nobody else noticed it, no surprises there. Naruto steps over the puddle and reaches for his katana. He senses movement behind him. He grabs the chain and with one slash cuts it in half, then shunshins behind one of the two attackers, which he knows as the Demon Brothers, and kills one of them with one slash, and Gozu's head comes off his shoulders. By now the others have turned around. Sakura actually heard something and spun around just as they launched their attack. Sakura was about to scream out to Naruto when he reacted, and within moments one of the attackers was dead whilst the other was on the ground with Naruto's boot on his throat. Neither Sasuke or Sakura can believe how quick Naruto dealt with the two attacker, but yet again Sasuke's pissed at Naruto. Kakashi smirks, show off. Naruto, let me question that one. Sasuke looks at Naruto. What the hell, he killed one and shows no remorse, damn it, he's making me look bad. Where did they even comes from? Kakashi grabs Mizu and hauls him to a tree. Who are you after? Naruto sighs, he's after Tazuna. Kakashi looks at Naruto, then back at Mizo. Is this true? Mizo glares at Naruto. You killed my brother. Naruto scoffs. Do you think I will shed any tears? Do you think I will have nightmares about killing him? The answer is no. You're weak, pathetic trash, and as such death is your only way out. Kakashi slits his throat, then turns to Tazuna. We need to talk. Naruto seals up the two bodies in a scroll, then leans against the tree whilst Kakashi speaks to Tazuna. Sasuke watches Naruto and is confused. There is something not right about Naruto. He's always been cold, but he killed a guy and shows no fear. He doesn't look troubled. He looks like he's killed before. Just who is he? Sakura also heard what he said and is confused also. She's pretty much thinking the same thing as Sasuke. She knows it's not a good idea to piss him off though. Sasuke and Sakura are broken out of their thoughts by Kakashi. Okay guys, this is a lot more dangerous than first assumed. These two that attacked us were the demon brothers. Their rank was Chunin. They were missing Nin from Kurigakure. Now we can turn back as this is no longer AC ranked, maybe B ranked or A ranked. The choice is yours. Naruto sighs. He already knows all this. We go on. Sasuke nods. We go on. Sakura looks at both Sasuke and Naruto and nods. We keep going. Are we ready for this? Kakashi nods. So we go on. Naruto, the scroll all sended back to the Hokage to inform him of what's happened so far. Naruto nods and tosses him the scroll, and Kakashi summons one of his ninja hounds, Pakun, and gives him the scroll with a message of what's happened so far. Pakun nods and runs away back to Konoha. Team 7 then continues with journey. Kakashi tells Sasuke and Sakura to guard Tazuna whilst he talks to Naruto about his supposed first kill. Kakashi sighs. So what aren't you telling me? Naruto sighs. What did Tazuna tell you? Kakashi sighs and tells him, and Naruto nods. Just what I found out last week. Me and Yugao were in the area last week and found out about Gato. Could have killed him then, but it wasn't our mission. But oh well, now I can finish the job. You know this isn't over, right? This was probably just a test. We will fight Jonin rank next time. Kakashi sighs. You could have told me this morning. We do share a house, you know. Naruto looks at him with a raised eyebrow. How was I supposed to know you were going to ask for a harder mission? If you would have asked, I would have told you. Kakashi nods. I see your point. Is it wise to kill so easily? They're getting suspicious, especially Sasuke. Although Sakura is a confusing girl, she's usually miserable, but seeing you here, she's perked up some. Naruto nods. I've noticed. Still, let's keep going. Maybe we will fight someone with some skill. Kakashi nods. As long as we can take them, right? Naruto grins. Do you want me to hold your hand or something? Kakashi smirks. You're so mean, Naruto. Naruto nods. Has he activated his Sharingan yet? Kakashi shakes his head. No, not yet, but I'm sure he will during this mission. Naruto nods. If he does, I imagine him abandoning the client because he thinks he's now invincible or some shit like that. Kakashi nods. I have a feeling you're correct on that assumption. Naruto nods. When have I ever been wrong? Kakashi just nods and they catch up to the others. Hope you guys enjoy first part of this fanfic. Do like, share and subscribe.